Allô, oui, bonsoir. I'm the Mademoiselle and ça c'est deuxième channel moi. Jodi nous allons faire une autre vidéo KrikKrak where you guys send me your spooky, scary, voodoo or paranormal related stories and we read them together. If you guys would like to send your own stories, send them to the KrikKrak at Gmail. It is right here on the screen. That is KrikKrakCOZ at gmail.com. Make sure you send it there. Do not send it to any of my professional emails or you're going to get deleted automatically. Also, do not send it to any of my personal social media DMs or anything like that, or it's also just gonna get ignored. Okay, now I know last time you guys saw me okay, with the Biden parole program, with the hoarding video, but okay, chill vibes. And I know my voice sounds a little funny. I just came back from the Black History TikTok event in LA, so I am trying to work on getting my voice back, but the show must go on. Okay, I broke a whole fucking nail and everything, so please disregard. And I am like so sad because like I have to go to the studio later on today and like I don't know how that's gonna work. Okay, I'm not gonna come on my fessa, but please pray pour moi. Pray pour the Mademoiselle. Okay, pray because I have to get in the studio today and I don't know how that's gonna work. So Jodia, we have a little longer one. And it's a pretty creepy one. It's gonna be about an Orisha. Alright. Orishas are kind of like Loa, but they're more predominantly in African religions. Comment down below if you've ever had an experience with an Orisha. This one has to do with an Orisha being prevalent in someone's dreams. Okay, now keep in mind I do not read these too much in advance. I kind of just skim through them and then I come on camera and I read these to you guys. So let's hop into it. Okay, hey girly, I'm blank. Let me just say before we keep reading, never put your name in these. I'm always gonna skip over it unless you guys just really want me to read your name for whatever reason, but I always keep them anonymous. I'm a huge fan of yours and man, do I got a story for you. It happened 2 nights ago and I still can't get it out of my head. Here goes. So, I never claim to be psychic, only intuitive, but my dreams be having me fucked up from time to time. I have the same experience. Like, I don't sit there like I'm psychic unless I just be joking around, but I do be like some way somehow dreaming of things that like end up happening like the same day or the next day. Very weird. I could either see different spirits, have a premonition or vision of what's going to happen, or just dream that I'm flying through the air. I feel like everyone has flying through the air dreams. But anyways, recently I've been on a new spiritual journey for the new year. Oh Lord. You know the saying, out with the old and in with the new type of shit. Well girl, this journey has opened my eyes to a lot of shit. Be very careful with the whole new spiritual journey thing, especially if you're not called to it, because you might end up opening doors to a whole lot of shit that you're not really privy to. I've been doing a lot of Orisha workings. Yeah, see, there you go. Simple prayers every night before bed, and I think the Orishas have been causing my dreams to be more vivid. By the way, every time I have a dream like this, I wake up, write them down in my dream journal. The dream started off at a house in an isolated location. Nothing but trees and tall grass. It was like a little wooden house with the number 1503 outside the door. At first, I tried to see if anybody else was nearby, but it was just a silence. So here's the thing when it comes to like praying to certain things. Like listen, y'all know I talk about Loa, Orisha and things like that on my channel, but like you have to be very careful with these types of things because sometimes you may think you're speaking to a Loa or you're, you know, calling to your ancestors, but sometimes it's something completely different from what you think it is. You have to be very careful with that shit because next thing you know, you in some shit that you can't get yourself out of. So be very careful with that shit. At first, I tried to see if anybody else was nearby, but it was just silent. I said, okay, that's odd, and began making my way towards the house. I reach into my back pocket to pull out my phone and everything looks in place. My apps, everything. I already knew I was dreaming, so I just went along with it. When I walked in, it was very spacious and with a little den basement room all the way in the back. I stumbled across my mom in the hallway putting stuff in my closet and she just starts talking to me. In my head, I'm trying to figure out where in the hell we were. She said until she looked past me and asked, did I see her? I looked at her half-ass crazy and said, her? She said, yeah, the ghost. Now, I don't curse in front of my mom, but I left out a big fuck no. And then she said we should follow her. See, at that point, I'd have to wake myself up. I used to be a really good lucid dreamer back in the day, but now I can't lucid dream for shit. Like, my dreams just go and they flow, and usually they're not really bad dreams, but they're just really, like, nonsensical dreams, and it annoys me because, like, I never know what the fuck the dreams are supposed to mean, but I feel like they all have a meaning, and I'm supposed to do something with them, but I don't know. My ancestors must really be mad at me if these dreams are supposed to do something and mean something, because I never do anything about them. Like, these dreams are so pointless to me because it's like, I don't understand it. Like, they usually just, like, be a whole series of things, and I'm like, I don't understand it. So, yeah, see, I wouldn't have time for that. So, we followed her into the den / basement part of the house. It was divided by a shelf. I'm looking around and didn't see any ghosts. Just the room was going to get renovated with power tools and boards everywhere. Then the spirit manifested right in front of me. It was a woman. Her appearance was pale gray color. She was speaking, but no sound came out. As I watched her lips move in my head, she was speaking to me with my voice, saying that she wasn't there to cause harm unlike the others. See, this is where you should know that whatever it is that this spiritual journey that you think you're on, you should probably stop. Because this spirit clearly says she's not here to cause harm like the others. That means the others that's been following you around doing whatever nepote is there to fuck around with you, bro. Like, I'm telling y'all, a lot of times, that's why I always say stick to whatever it is that calls for you in your original form, or whatever it is that your culture is, whatever, because a lot of y'all be dibbling and dabbling and all this extra shit that you got no business dibbling and dabbling in, and the next thing you know, you in some shit. Okay, like, niggas be Italian, like, hey, do you think that I should dibble and dabble in Haitian voodoo? It's like, nigga, no, that's not your shit. Okay, that's not your shit at all. Like, no, you should not. And it's like, yo, like, child, not saying that's you in particular, like, now I'm being very general, but like, I'm saying, like, y'all need to be very careful, because y'all be thinking, oh, I talk to the Orishas, I talk to the law, I'm a shaman, but, you know, I like to, you know, dibble and dabble in Indian spirituality. No, stop that shit. Like, y'all can't be dibbling and dabbling in everything. Child, it's not safe. It's really not. I was so shocked. I was going to ask her if she was speaking to me telepathically, but the dream shifted. My dreams have a habit of changing when shit starts to get good. Child, my dreams shift around 3 times, but I kept ending back up at the same house, 1505. I thought it was 1503. Let me scroll back up. Yeah, it was definitely 1503. So is it 1505 or 1503? There was one part where the dream sent me back to the house, and there was these creatures laying on the floor. At that point, I'd have to wake my ass up. I don't have time for that. In my head, they looked like wolves, but they were different. Their energies felt different. There was one in particular that tried to approach me and growled and snared its teeth at me, and lifted my head up and walked up to it and backed away and knelt down in the corner. Then the dream shifted again. I was riding the bus home and with my friend, and he asked me to come over to his place, and ironically, it was the same damn 1505 house. It wasn't just him, but people that I knew in high school. Something was different about this house this time. It was completely renovated. Marble countertops, an office, and nice white tiles on the floor. Since all the rooms were occupied, they decided to let me sleep by the basement door. Yeah, see, I would have been done with the little demon-looking werewolf shit. Like, I would have been done before that, but at that point, that would have been my breaking. They decided to let me sleep by the basement door. When I was alone by the door, another female spirit appeared by me. She didn't say anything. She just stared at me, then disappeared. I shot up from the bed and headed towards the kitchen. My friend was there talking to me, and I was thirsty and went to get a drink by the sink. Then the woman appeared. Not a ghost, but a regular brown-skinned woman. So you just have all these spirits appearing to you in this dream, and you think this shit normal? This is not normal. I don't think I've ever had anything appear to me in any dream ever. Okay, it just be regular people going around, you know, some people talking to me, shit like that. But this is the thing. From what I understand, so my dad practices, right? And he said, if a spirit ever appears to me in a dream, know that it's usually like some fake shit or some demonic shit. But if a legitimate spirit, like a Loa, wants to talk to me, it's usually gonna appear to me in like the form of someone that I already know. One of my kindred spirits, I guess, would be Urzuli. So if Urzuli wanted to speak to me, it would be in the form of my mom. So if Papa Legba wanted to speak to me, it would come to me in the form of my dad. Oh wow, I actually did have a dream today, and my dad was there trying to solve something. So yeah, so that's what he always told me. He was like, if anything ever comes to you like in another type of way, it's like some demon shit, like on some demon time, something going on. Like they don't ever come on an outside form. Like usually if it's like legit and it's the legit spirit and they're trying to solve something and it's like on some kind shit, they're gonna come to you in something that you know. It's never gonna be on no outside shit. I don't know if Orishas are the same. Comment down below if you're familiar with the Orishas, but on some Loa shit, I've always been told that it's gonna be them talking to you from a familiar standpoint. It's never gonna be on some outer, like, oh yeah, come to the dream, appear, leave. If that's happening to you, that's not safe. Okay, that is not safe. They do not, this is not a fucking movie. This is not Hollywood, bitch. Okay, like you need to go get a cleansing or something. All right, like y'all need to be very careful. Okay, my friend was there talking to everyone and I was thirsty and went to go get a drink by the sink. Then the woman appeared, not a ghost, but a regular brown-skinned woman. She had the most beautiful yellow dress and her smile was so warm and welcoming. I looked down at her belly and she was pregnant. I never seen this woman before in my dreams or in reality, but I just straight up hugged her. Then the dream flashed once more and me and the woman are outside together. It was a nice field, birds sung and the sun was shining, but it wasn't hot. There was these puddles all around. They looked shallow on the surface, but something told me to not go near them not to go near them, for I would surely fall into one. They were deep, but I didn't know how deep. I just kept getting the stay away feeling. The woman in the yellow dress kept kneeling down next to one and crafted a small little fabric bridge to place across so she could walk over it. I tried to warn her not to go, but she didn't listen. Then I spotted another one. She was also kneeling next to the water puddle. I got another bad feeling, but this time I wasn't scared. I was pissed. I walked over to her and told her, you're not supposed to be here and you're not welcome to this place. The woman looked as though she was drowning something in the water. You see, fuck that shit. Like, wait, I don't have time. I would have just been like, yeah, bitch, go ahead. I would have just been sitting by the water waiting to wake up. Like, even though I can't really control my dreams anymore, which is kind of annoying. I used to be really good at it. Now I can't, but I can control myself like as much now. So I just be like, yup, this is kind of annoying. This is kind of scary. This is kind of like ridiculous. But now sometimes I be having dreams in a loop. Like last night I had a dream where it was just looping. Like it just kept going and going, but like it was just like on repeat rewind. Like it was like the tape was stuck or something. So I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna sit here until I wake up or until I have to pee. But it's like I couldn't control it from stopping the loop, but I can control myself. So it's like, yeah, at that point I would just sat there like, this is a lot. That would have been me like, yup, bitch, you wanna go in the puddle, let her go in the puddle. That would have been me like, yup, who is it? Who met right there? What am I supposed to do? You wanna die? Die? This ain't real. Like, I don't got time for that. Like, no. I don't have time to be Captain Saber hoe. Okay, this is your world, this ain't my world. I got a world waiting back for me when I wake the fuck up. Did you feel me? She was holding a black cloth in the water. I said something that sounded like a foreign language, almost like Latin. Oh no. That's also not a good sign in dreams, okay, at all. The woman looked at me and her face contorted and she screamed and disappeared. It's time to wake up, sis. No. Then I heard a splash and the woman in the yellow dress was gone, but the water was swaying. I knew she fell in. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know if I should try to go back to the house and get help or try to jump in after her. Then I began to feel calm and something told me to go to the trees. I would have been like, wake the fuck up. The wind was gently blowing and everything was once again quiet. Then the moss from the trees began to move a little bit faster and two spirits appeared within the moss of the trees. It was the woman with the yellow dress and another dark-skinned woman. On the right side of them, they showed me hieroglyphs. I think you meant hieroglyphics because I don't know what a hieroglyph is. I couldn't make all of them out. But the ones that really stuck out to me was a woman who either was holding something blue on top of her or something blue was the grammar, guys. Will you please double check these? Okay. Out hanging above her in the sun because it was gold and shimmery. I was confused and the two spirits said power lies within Osun. Oh no. Interesting. Later found out that that's another name for Orisha Osun. Then the spirits disappeared and I was back in the front of the house 1503. I was so shocked that I decided to take my phone out and take around 1 to 3 pictures of the house. My duck ass really thought it was going to somehow be transferred to my phone in the real world. I'm fucking done. I mean, you'd be surprised. There'd be times where like you have dreams that somehow transferred to the real life. Like my whole life, I've had dreams where like I would get in a fight, get shot or stabbed in a dream. In some way, somehow, I would have the marks in real life. I don't know what it's called. I don't know how that's possible, but it used to happen to me a lot. Like I had a dream a couple weeks ago that I got into a fight white, and I kid you not, my side was killing me for like a week and a half. And I was like, oh my god, I feel like I really got jumped. Okay, like I feel like I really got jumped. So you'd be surprised, it does happen. But I don't know about taking a picture in a dream and having the picture be on the phone. That's some freaky deaky shit. That would be kind of concerning. Then my alarm went off and I woke up. So yeah, that's the story. I'm still trying to remember more the hieroglyphs, but when I think really hard, it just slips away. But let me know if you want to hear more stories about my dreams, love. I do, but at the same time, be careful. A lot of these dreams don't seem safe. So be very careful. Get a cleansing, because I don't know, some of these spirits don't seem kind. A lot of these spirits don't seem that kind. I don't know, but I mean, you're fine though. So I think that's all that really matters. But I would love to hear some more of these. Maybe they're all connected, especially the 1503 or the 1505, because first you said 03, then it became 05. So I mean, maybe they all are connected, because to be quite honest with you, a lot of our dreams are connected, but unless you write them down, keep track of them, or of course remember them, you're not gonna really know. Sometimes they're supposed to guide us in real life. Sometimes they're supposed to be a warning of some sort. Sometimes they could just be something completely different. So I'd love to hear more. Of course, like I said, if you guys have your own stories that you'd like to share, paranormal, voodoo related, whatever the case may be, please send it to the KrikKrak email. It is right here on the screen, KrikKrakCOZ@gmail.com. Thank you guys so much for sharing. Thank you guys so much for supporting. If you guys would like different content or you missed me on this channel, I'm always posting on my other two channels. My main channel is on social issues based on the Black community, rants, reactions, and commentary. And my personal channel is vlogs, advice, and things like that, all things personal. And of course, make sure to join my Patreon, where you guys get early access, personal content, things like that. Thank you guys again for always being there for me, and I'ma see y'all next time. Bye!